The hood love story being weaved between the feisty Andreka and the gangsta Krucial has come to a halt when he realizes someone has gotten to her. Between that and finding out that her supposedly dead ex is actually alive, Krucial is on a race against the clock to save his girl before it's too late. Will he be able to? Or has she landed in the hands of his rivals, who surely won't be willing to take it easy on a woman deemed disloyal and a hood hopping traitor? And if he does get her back, is their bond strong enough to withstand all the curveballs being thrown their way from the jealous, envious, and forever plotting outsiders? In the second installment, the heat in the kitchen gets even hotter as everyone does their best to keep a lid on their container of secrets. But as the saying goes, what's done in the dark will come to light. And when it does, the result is explosive. Picking up where we left off, Beery was shot in the head and Andreka is missing. Krucial has a police officer on his payroll meet up with him at his warehouse with video footage of Beery being shot and Andreka being taken from the back. So, like we also found out at the ending of the last book, Mo had managed to escape from prison but was hiding out because, of course, everyone thinks he's dead. Mo is somehow under the impression that Andreka is the one who set him up. So he's been all about Cece, since he's been at home. So it's been him having sex with her, making promises. But now he's bored because he's used to running the streets and dealing drugs and just being out. So now this is causing arguments between the two because she's still trying to be loving to him and he really don't want that. As well, he knows about Andreka with Krucial, which is furthering, cementing his thought of her setting him up. So him and Cece argue and he leaves. And she's like, where are you going? You can't be outside. This nigga says he's going to get his girl. But his first stop is to see OD, who is not happy to see him. And I'm like, how is that not concerning to you? I mean, yeah, of course, it's like, nigga, I thought you was dead. But when you find out that your quote-unquote best friend, right-hand man is not dead, would that also make you... Well, I don't know. Because actually, I got another book that I'm about to review after this that's kind of like... It ties into that as well. But I don't know. It's like OD is like really upset. Like, how are you here? I thought you was dead. And his only concern really is like, oh, you not dead. So what? You coming back to take over? It's like, you can't be happy to see your friend or even ask him like, how did this happen? You all right? Do you need anything? And Mo is like, nigga, no. And calm your ass down. Like, why are you not happy to see me? And he's like, really? I just need a few niggas to help me get Andreka and I'm leaving town. So, no, you can still have this. And OD tells him, I can offer you a few members of the gang. And after that, I can't fuck with you no more. Which I don't see how it's not adding up in Mo's head. It's like, you not happy to see me. And then you telling me after this, you can't fuck with me no more. I'm like, yeah, no. The thoughts of Andreka setting me up don't sound right. But Mo's stupid anyway, so it don't even matter. So Mo agrees, with OD's plan, but in his mind, he's thinking, after I get settled, I'm coming back to kill this nigga. So Andreka was in the back seat, and she, of course, watched as Beery's head exploded, and she dropped to the floor of the truck, as it crashed into a pole. So the door opened, and a man pulled her out. She not going down with a fight. So she punches the dude and she manages to get away from him. But while she's running, she runs into another guy who she also punches, but he doesn't go down. He instead chloroforms her, causing her to pass out, putting it over her face. So when she wakes up, Mo is walking into the room. And of course, she's tripping out as well because it's like, nigga, you supposed to be dead. And while they're arguing and going back and forth, Cece starts banging on the door, which causes Andreka to start whooping his ass because it's like, nigga, yeah, you had a wife this whole time and I was supposedly found out why you was dead, but since you ain't dead, I'm finna whoop your ass. So they fight, and Mo puts handcuffs on her and tells her that they're leaving. So he starts packing stuff, and Andreka tells him, no matter what you do, I'll never stop fighting to get away from you. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. And as they're driving, they're still arguing, because she tells him, like, oh, I can't wait till my man get to you. You like, you was already dead, but you finna be dead. And the reason why I would never submit to you is because you a bitch. And so, while they're arguing, he turns down a deserted street where Krucial and a few of the other lunatics are waiting for them. It's like, they got the guns out, just standing in front of the car, like, I've been waiting on your bitch ass. So Mo tries to back up, but Krucial shoots out the tires. And he takes Andreka and has his gang take Mo. He takes her to go get Cooper, and she's like, I don't have visitation. Like, he can't leave with me. And he's like, trust me, you gonna get him for the night. So at first, the McCulloughs threatened to call the police, and Crucial's like, cool. And why you on the phone with him? Let them know how y'all helped y'all son escape from prison and have been harboring him here this entire time. So, of course, they let Cooper go. Which I'm not understanding. Like, if you knew that information, I'm going straight to the courts. Like, why was this not documented and, presented to her lawyer so they could take it to court and she could somehow get her son or get, like, joint cut, something. It's just like, there's no way that I would just go to their house and be like, oh yeah, I'm a tell. Like, no, I'm actually telling. Like, y'all watching me, I'm watching y'all too. I know all about street justice. I know how I go whoop-de-whoop, whatever. But it's just like, make it make sense. If they playing dirty, play dirty too. Because Andreka, it's like, I hate to sound hard, but it's just like, girl, you sleep with gangbangers, but you ain't really, like, in the gangbanging life. Use your nigga, get this evidence, and take it to court. Like, fight for your son. And it's like, I hate to say it, but it almost feels like she don't really want her son. Because it's like, girl, you're not fighting hard enough for me, personally. So anyway, after Krucial makes sure Andreka and Cooper are, like, settled at his house, he goes to handle Mo. So, of course, Mo tries to beg for his life, saying, she set me up and she's not even worth all this, so just let me go. And Krucial looks at him like, I know you ain't that fucking stupid. And he says, no, your best friend did that shit and took your spot. And for some reason, it's like, as soon as Krucial said it, it kind of clicked in Mo's head. And it's like, why wouldn't you think that? Like, Krucial don't deal... Y'all, everybody knows Krucial and knows how he gets down. That nigga ain't fucking with the police. And then it's like, Andreka been with you this whole time or whatever, ain't never told on you what you think because you refuse to go to Disneyland, all of a sudden she set your ass up. Like, make it make sense. Anyway. And so he kills Mo, and then he also kills the guys who helped Mo kidnap Andreka. So Andreka knows that he got rid of Mo. So when he comes back that night, she asks him, why haven't you also gotten rid of OD? And at first he was like, what you trying to say? I'm a bitch? And she's like, nah, but I know, like, it got to be something holding y'all to each other, because otherwise he would have been dead, which is true. And he tells her that they are actually brothers. Their father was married to OD's mama, but he was sleeping with Krucial's mom as well. And OD's mama killed him in his sleep. So he hasn't killed him. Krucial hasn't killed OD because his mama asked him not to. She always tells him, you better not put your hands on him. Like, don't touch him. Don't do nothing to him. And he has respected her wishes so far. So Andreka goes to have a talk with Emily, but it doesn't go well. And it's also interrupted by Cooper coming up to her and asking her to take him and his siblings for ice cream. So she agrees. And at first, Emily tries to interject, but the dad is like, his name is Barry. Barry like, girl, it's just ice cream. Just let them go. They coming right back. And when they get back Cece is in the driveway, so upset. Don't you ever take my kids without my permission. It's like, but you wanted to take her son and have him come live with you for 2 months. Like, make it make sense. And she's like, that's not the same thing. I'm his stepmother. It's like, girl, you are not his stepmother. Y'all don't even have a relationship like that. And she is clinging so hard to the title of being Mo's wife and claiming that Andreka is jealous because everyone's last name, like in the driveway at that time, is McCullough but hers, and she needs to get over it. And it's like, but sweetie, no one's upset but you. You are the one that's upset. Like, I literally took your children for ice cream. I didn't tell them that I was their mother. I really didn't have no conversation with them. Like, literally let them get ice cream and we came right back. But I'm not trying to harm your children either. It just don't make sense. So anyway, and she's like, I just want you to leave us alone. And it's like, Cece, do we need to remind you that he was willing to kidnap her and skip town, leaving you and those kids behind? Like, all of the kids, like, sadly, even Cooper. Talking about he was going to come back and get them later. No, he wasn't. He was literally willing to say, fuck them kids and kidnap this woman and go on the run. So Krucial goes to Seabury and blackmails him to turn on Emily, saying he needs to come up with evidence, blaming everything on her and be willing to testify against her so Andreka can get her son back. And at first he tries to, of course, resist, but Krucial shows him that he has evidence of him like overcharging insurance, like insurance fraud. So Krucial pulls up to a yo party and just sprays the whole thing. He tells the women, like, if y'all hoes don't want to get shot, moved out the way. So when they see him and they see what's in his hand, they duck. And he just sprayed the whole party. Krucial and OD's father, his name was Killian. He had a situationship with OD's mom that turned into a marriage when she became pregnant. And then he met Krucial's mom, Katrina, 3 years later. OD's mom, her name is Jeanette. And Crucial's mom is Katrina. So when he met her 3 years later, he fell in love with her. So when OD was 6, one night he hears his parents arguing because Killian came in and told Jeanette that he fell in love with someone else and wants to be with her. Like, of course, I'm going to still take care of you and my son, but we getting a divorce. And so the next day while he is at school, the police show up and tell him that his mom shot his dad and he's dead, which I'm trying to understand. I'm taking it back to the conversation I had last week, or the statement that I made last week, I should say, where people act like explaining homosexuality is such a complex situation, but you can tell a 6-year-old that mommy shot daddy and daddy is now dead. And they're like, that's okay. Like, make it make sense. Like, how do you tell a 6-year-old that your mom not only shot your dad, but your dad is dead and now your mom's going to go to jail? And they take him to the station and let Jeanette talk to him. So she's trying to plead her innocence, but the cop's like, I ain't trying to hear all that. Say what you got to say to your son before we book you. So she makes him promise to never associate with, quote, those people he left us for. Those people are the reason I'm going to jail and your daddy is dead, end quote. So that is the reason for their beef. Because even when OD was 8 and Krucial was 5 and Katrina brought Krucial to OD's birthday party, he tells him, like, you're the enemy and I hate you and I never want to talk to you. And it's like, so he really took that shit to heart and wants nothing to do with his brother. And he can comprehend those words. But they're not going to know what a man loving another man or a woman loving another woman means. And that's somehow just so wrong. Anyway, OD tells Donica to get in contact with her baby father and have him, get with him. And she's claiming that she don't keep in contact with him. But OD like roughs her up and like, girl, I know everything. Stop fucking playing with me. Have him get in contact with me. I got some work I want him to do. And her baby daddy, I guess he stole from the Yobes or something like that. And so he owes them. And OD is going to have him kill Krucial. It's like, once again, proving you ain't no real gangster. Because why won't you do it yourself? And while Andreka is dropping Cooper off to have a sleepover with his siblings at the McCullough's home, Cece is there. And Andreka had told him, like, I don't want my son here while she is here. And Barry tells her, she's just dropping off something for one of the boys and she's leaving. But Cece makes a few slick comments about Krucial, saying, he fine. And, since we have this history, and it's like, bitch, it's not history. It's literally a one-time incident that is never going to happen again. But she says, how you feel about sharing Krucial. So Andreka chases her into the house, but Barry stops her, telling her all Cece will do is press charges if she touches her. And I'm, once again, like, Andreka, why are you not thinking about this? Like, let everything they say literally roll off your back, because they are trying to get a reaction out of you. You already know that they're following you and watching everything that you do. Sis, let it go. So Cece shows up to Krucial's uncle's fish spot. I never learned the name of it. And, she had been showing up for a while looking for him. And while Krucial is in the back talking to his uncle about the upcoming Lunatics cookout, she shows up again. And his uncle is looking at her like on the little TV that he has in his office. Like, she keeps coming here looking for you. And at one point, I thought she was going to tell me she was my daughter because she kept showing up. So when Krucial sees who it is, he goes out there to confront her like, what the fuck you doing here? What do you want? She claims she wants to help him and Andreka, get custody of Cooper, and she has evidence to help. And he's like, what do you want? She claims she wants protection from the Lunatics, like from him and his gang. And she will tell him all the things she knows while being married to Mo and like being close with the family. And he tells her like, I'll think about it, but I ain't really like, I don't know. I gotta think about it. Krucial has a meeting with one of the guys who stuffs the animals with the drugs. And the guy informs him that his connect is dead. But his son will now be taken over, and the son wants to meet with Krucial, claiming he needs to approve of everyone he's supplying. And Krucial is like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Cece comes back to the fish spot with a folder. And this is a folder of Barry's checks, including checks to the guards who helped Mo escape. And she trying to push up on him, and he quickly shuts that down, which is one thing I guess is admirable about Krucial. The nigga is crazy as hell, but he's faithful. Skylar brings their mother to Andreka's place, which I'm trying to figure out why. And Jada tells her that her lease is about to end, and she's thinking of letting it go. And Andreka's like, so sis, what does it have to do with me? Like, where are you moving to? And Jada basically is like checking out Andreka's place and it's like, oh, I was thinking I could move in here. I think the fuck not. But Jada tells her, I know you have the funds to support me, and if you don't, your new boyfriend does. And it's like, okay, see, this is some parents. Like, I literally have to thank God for the parents that I have because they are so wonderful. Bitch, you did sell me. You sold me for sex so you could have drugs. But the thing was, Mo, while he was alive and while him and Andreka was together, he did take care of Jada. But it's like, bitch, you don't know what I got. You don't know. I'm not supporting you. That's the bottom line. I ain't even got to come up with no excuses. No, motherfucker. And you know that she knows this information from Skylar because her and Andreka do not have a relationship. So it's not like she's telling her that. So Skylar, I'm looking at her like, so you come over to have this fake ass sister time with your sister, and everything that she tells you, you going back to tell your mama, and you know your mama trifling. So when Andreka tells her, no ma'am, Jada tells her, you have always been selfish, and that's why no good will ever come to you. This coming from the drug dealing bitch that sold me when I was 17 for drugs, madam, your opinion really does not matter in this situation. Like, oh, I wanted to jump through the book and fight that hoe. Andreka, that's what you should have been jumping on, beating the fuck out your mom. I don't care how nobody feel about it. Like, girl, what? And she's selfish because she didn't want to sleep with someone she didn't know, so you could get drugs. Excuse me. And it's like, girl, while I was 17, probably even before that, like, I had a job of cutting hair, bringing money into this house, taking care of me and my younger sister. And then Jada also says, look at Sky. She's beautiful. She's in college, childless, and will turn out to be a much better daughter and woman than you. But you're saying this as you stand in her fucking house looking for her to take care of you and provide for you. And like I said, Skylar ain't shit as well. She knows her mama ain't shit, but because she's treated better than Andreka, she doesn't hate their mom the way Andreka does. And she tells her, I love you, Andreka, but I can't turn my back on her for something she did to you. Both of y'all get the fuck out of my house right now. Sister or not. It's just like sometimes, what does family mean? Like, come on. Like, literally, we just sharing the same blood at this point. Because fuck both of y'all. And then Skylar tells her that they just need $1,800 so they could keep the apartment. And for some reason, Andreka gives it to her. Because, let me tell you who wouldn't. The motherfucker speaking right now. I'm like, get out of my house. Very much Joanna Scammer. Get out of my house. Because my shit gonna connect. And your eyebrows gonna be going to the back of your fucking head. Get out of my house. It just makes me so upset. It's like, really, Skylar, you know the situation. It's like, you know how terrible this woman is, but because Jada is still in love with Skylar's daddy, she's treated better and she somehow loves her better. So it's like, what does that even mean? Even if you are treated better, you can look at a situation and tell when somebody is wrong and tell them when they are wrong. But Skylar's spoiled. That's all it is. She's just a spoiled little brat. And it's just like, it didn't happen to me, so I don't care. Like, what? Anywho. An unknown number sends Andreka a picture of Krucial and Cece talking outside of the fish spot. So she pulls up on him. Like, first she calls him, like, where you at? I need to talk to you right now. So when she pulls up, he's like, why the fuck you hang up on me? And she's like, I said bye, you must didn't hear. But anyway, at first she's looking for a fight because she's remembering what Cece said about sharing Krucial. But he quickly, gets her in line explaining that bitch came to me saying she want to help us and she brought me this information and it's how we gonna use it. So calm your ass down. I'm not that nigga and I don't want that bitch. So what's up? Krucial takes Andreka with him to Colombia to meet the new connect. So he makes it like a mini vacation for her because she's never been out the country. So when he goes to meet with the new connect, the connect tells him that the connect tells Krucial he wants him to marry his sister and take her to America to get her away from the cartel. This Krucial we talked about. Don't nobody tell this motherfucker what to do. So he's like, I don't know who you talk to, but it ain't me. And I hope she find the motherfucker that she need. Deuces. And so the guy tells him, if you don't do this, then we won't be working together anymore. Krucial like, I guess we just not working together anymore, and leaves. But a shipment still comes when they get back home, which confuses him. So he's thinking like maybe the guy thought it over and got his motherfucking mind right, and we good to go. So while out, like the lunatics, they're out at the club, Jory tells them about a Yob approaching him and saying something to him about his girlfriend, but pulled off, when he turned to approach the guy. So Krucial tells him, that nigga probably fucking your bitch, which this upsets Jory, and he gets up and leaves, because he's like, nah, he ain't fucking my girl. He was just, it's gang shit. He just trying to be disrespectful. And Krucial like, ain't no nigga gonna approach you and say something to you about your girl, like feel comfortable doing it if he ain't fucking her, especially with what he said, because he said something about like, I like the new body on your girl, or something like that. And so this same guy who approached Jory follows them out the club, and he says something to Lolly and Quay, and Quay is another member of the inner circle, but not to Krucial. And Krucial laughs and says, yeah, you know not to play with me like that. So then, of course, the guy got to prove that he tough and approaches Krucial, and Krucial pulls out his gun and says, if you take one more step, I'ma light your ass up. And the dude takes another step saying, you didn't even take it off safety. And Krucial says, when you pull this bitch like I do, it ain't never on safety. And lights that nigga up. So while Andreka is out with her cousin and her sister, she's jumped by a group of girls who she assumes to be a part of the Yobs, because they say something about when that nigga end up dead, she gonna be trying to come back over to our side. And the woman was like, she ain't getting with our man. We don't want her back. And we're introduced to Andreka's cousin, who I really didn't like. There was no need, but whatever. The cousin helps her out while Skylar stays in the car. It's like, first of all, why the fuck is Skylar out? Like, why you still... I guess this proving that I need to learn how to let shit go, but it's literally making no sense. Ain't no way. Skylar, girl, no. Hell no. And so Andreka calls Krucial and tells him, I just got jumped. And that nigga was out, like, about to come get her out the club anyway, because he had done it once before. He told that girl, be home by 12, I think it was in the first book, be home by 12 o'clock so we can lay up together. And she said, cool. It was 12:10 and they were still at the club. And next thing you know, the lights are being turned on, and the music stopped, and he takes her out the club. So when she called him this time, he tells her, I was on my way to act a fucking fool because you was still out. But he comes to her place, runs her a bath, takes care of her. They have sex, and he says that it's his fault. And she's like, no, I should have listened to you instead. And he's like, no, you should be able to go out and enjoy yourself no matter what. So the next day he takes Andreka to the warehouse because he done had the gang round up some women from the Yobs. But none of them are the ones who jumped in Andreka, which confuses both of them, but he lets them go. So now it's time for this famous lunatic cookout. And Cece shows up, calling herself looking cute. And when Andreka sees them talking, she runs up on Cece and punches her dead in her face before Krucial pulls her off. And Andreka tries to walk away from him, saying, this is why I can't fuck with you. I'm done. But he puts her over his shoulder and walks them over to a tree and gives her some act right. And that basically, squashes all that. And he's like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you, I'm not that nigga. I'm your nigga. I'm not that type of nigga. I don't want that bitch. I don't want none of these bitches that you think I want. Andreka wakes up Krucial at 3 o'clock in the morning by taking a spoon of hot oatmeal and putting it on his chest because that unknown number sent her more pictures, but this time it's of Krucial talking to Donica. And once again, Krucial has to set things straight. It's just like, you know what? You constantly thinking a nigga doing something, and I have to keep telling you that I'm not. So, like, basically, what the fuck is up? So then, like, later on in the day, there's a cute moment where Cooper says he loves Krucial, and Krucial tells him that he loves him too. So, earlier when Krucial killed Mo, he mailed the McCullows one of his hands. So when he goes to his apartment in the city and he's checking his mail, there's Barry's left hand with his wedding ring still on it. So he knows that Emily knows about what he was doing or trying to do, and this is her get back. So somehow Crucial's connect, the sister, is now in LA and comes up to him at his apartment building talking about she looking for a place to stay. And Krucial sends her on her way, telling her, you know, your brother is going to get you killed trying to play these fucking games. So you might want to leave me the fuck alone. Because he copies everything that Krucial does, OD also throws a cookout for the Yobes. But while the Yobes dare not set foot in Crucial's hood, Krucial not only shows up to this cookout, he whoops OD's ass in front of his whole gang while threatening to kill all of them until he finds out who put their hands on Andreka, although OD claims that nobody from the Yobes, you know, put a hand on her. On the way out, this nigga makes himself a plate of the food. OD goes to see his mama in jail, and she is still claiming she's innocent after all these years, and tells OD that Katrina's brother did it, Crucial's uncle who owns the fish spot. And so this makes OD like hate them even more. Like, my mama been in jail all this time for some shit that y'all did, but he ain't gonna do nothing about it. OD a bitch. Krucial got Andreka a better lawyer to take over her custody case, and the lawyer calls her, telling her what she needs to do, what she needs to focus on, and just let him do his job because he don't want any problems with Krucial. Then she receives a call from Emily telling her she's never going to get custody of Cooper back because, you know, the McCullows, they're doctors. She knows, like, a lot of people higher up. So it's basically like, bitch, if I never want you to have your son again, you're not going to do it. And Andreka tells her, you know, if the judge really wanted you to have my son, he would have been granted you custody a long time ago. It's like, that judge wants me back with my son. And, you know, like, I'm not feeding into your games any longer. And this kind of takes Emily back. But she hangs up on her like, bitch, go play with somebody else. So Andreka is driving by the fish spot to see Krucial when she notices a car, like, has circled the block a few times. And this last time, it's, like, slowly creeping by. And she sees a gun sticking out the window. She screams out to Krucial, like, to warn him. But then 4 shots ring out. And, you know, that's the end until next time. Sideline stories. So Ayana and Lolly actually get into a relationship, but she doesn't tell him that she's pregnant, and she won't let him touch her, like, besides kissing. And, well, they both gave each other head, like, one time, but after that, it's just been kissing and nothing else. She runs into his ex at the store one day where the ex sees her stomach and realizes that she's pregnant. So when the ex is trying to get back with Lolly, he tells her no, he's committed to someone new. She offers to now be the chick on the side, like, oh, okay, well then do her how you did me and sleep with me while you with her. And he still refuses, like, saying, no, I'm trying to be a good dude. Like, I'm committed to this girl and, you know, I'm on something new. And she's like, oh, but it's okay when you did it to me. And he's telling her, like, no, it's not okay. That's not the statement I'm trying to make, that it's okay. It was wrong when I did it to you. And it's going to be wrong if I do it to her, but I'm not doing that to her. I'm sorry I did it to you, but unfortunately, I'm not willing to go there with you. And so she accuses him of getting Ayana pregnant. And he's like, what are you talking about? My girl ain't pregnant. She's like, I know a pregnant bitch when I see one. And so, of course, this pisses Lolly off because, okay, what happened? She was finally, like, they were going to have sex that night. But he says, I got to go home, pack a bag. So when he went to his house, the ex-girlfriend was there. And this is how all this happens. But when he rushed back to the crib, she got it set up. She done set some candles. She got the mood going. He like, you pregnant? Like, fuck all this other shit you talking about. You pregnant? Why you ain't tell me you was pregnant? And she's like, I was going to. Tonight was going to be the night that I set it all out there. And he's like, no, you should have been set it out there. And just let me know what's up. You don't know what I would have did. And she's basically telling him about his old ways and how she knew the type of nigga that he was. And I kind of feel like he was gaslighting her because he tells her, no, you don't know what I would have did, what I would have done. But now I guess we'll never know. And he breaks up with her. And somehow he sees this as her playing him, which I don't get. It's like, I'm not playing you. I want to be in this relationship with you. I want you. I just wanted to take it slow. So anyway, so while she's dealing with that, and with them being in a relationship before they broke up, Jalen, the ex-basketball boyfriend / baby daddy, has been trying to get back with her this whole time. And while his wife keeps telling her, stop contacting him, even though he's the one contacting her, and saying, he doesn't want to be with you. He doesn't want to have anything to do with your baby. Like, let it go, leave it alone. And she does this one too many times. Because after Lolly broke up with her and the wife calls her again and says, didn't I tell you to leave my husband alone? She's like, you know what? You right. She posts a picture of her stomach and all the text messages that Jalen has been sending her to IG. And basically saying, like, does this look like a happily married man? Like, the nigga is trifling. And this is all the shit that he put me through. Jory continues to sleep with both of the sisters while also suspecting that his girlfriend is cheating on him as well. So it's just like he can't really confirm that she's cheating, but he has this suspicion while also cheating on her with her own sister. And the girlfriend finds out that him and the sister are sleeping together and threatens to leave him unless he breaks it off with the sister and basically like says some real grimy shit to her. So Andreka informs the sister to be better and not accept being the side of your sister's boyfriend. And so Jory, he doesn't like that. He's like, basically she got a mind of her own now. She want to be better. I don't like that shit. And he goes and has a conversation with Krucial, telling him, like, tell your girlfriend to stay out of my business. And Krucial is like, so you mad that your side hoe wants better for herself and you trying to blame it on my girl. And tells that nigga, like, don't mention my girl again or I'm going to have to whoop your ass, homie or not. So when he does break up with his girlfriend, she tells him that she's been cheating all along. And it's with the Yob that Krucial killed. And she loved him more than she could ever love Jory. And the sister knew all about it. And basically, like, she would take me to go meet him. And she lied to your face for me all this time. So Jory, like, he done with both of them. He's like, man, fuck both of y'all. I'm done with both of y'all. Y'all trifling. So Chanel, who is the cousin that helped Andreka fight at the club, is introduced in this book, and she used to date Quay, which I already know. Book 3, even from what Shvonne said on IG and as she's writing it now, it's going to be so long because this is a 4th relationship that is now being introduced into this story when they could be stories of their own. Oh, that is so exhausting, but it's just like, you can't tell an author what to do, but it's just like, girl, this could be, she's so amazing at writing. It's just like this could have been broken up into like a 4 or 5 series type of thing because like I said, she's amazing at writing. You want to read her books. Her books are good. But it's just like all this side shit, you could let that go. Anyway, she dated Quay, I think like 8 years ago or something like that, but she left him because of cheating. And so now she's married to an abusive, coke sniffing politician who's running for mayor, who is possibly also cheating on her with somebody in his campaign. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next week for another book. Peace and blessings.